Hey FlossTube, welcome back to my channel, Threads and Tales with Sarah. I have a little bit of a recap for you. I figured we would just kind of swoosh through everything. So today I'm gonna talk about my July and August finishes, since I never did talk about my July finishes. The countdown to Frogwarts year 7 stitch along that I'm participating in, a couple of Whip Go goals, Mira Monday, a little bit of haul goals this week, and finally we will do the results of the giveaway that I featured last week. So first I wanted to talk about my July and August finishes. I did participate in Frogwarts last month by the Black Needle Society. I love it. I participate every year since year 3. And this year I made it a goal to have a couple of finishes for extra points. And so I finished this beautiful stitch, Always. It is on 14 count opalescent Ada, and it's by Country Magic Stitch. They're on Etsy. So I actually have finished it as charted, but the designer sent us an extra file upon request, where we're going to stitch our anniversary date in the top here. I chose Ada because I taught my hubby how to stitch. He really wanted to learn. And I thought, well, this will be a great project for us to do together, and we can put our anniversary on there. And then I just kind of did it. So I'm hoping he can help me stitch the anniversary date in there. Next up is Frogwarts year 6. I do have all of these on the same piece of fabric. Maybe I'll stick up a picture of that. But here is it all on there? Here is the year 6 band sampler. It's so cute. I'm stitching this on 40 count Once in a Blue Moon by Fiberlicious, and I am stitching them 1/2. And I'm also, I don't know if you can tell in the light, probably not. I'm using a lot of Petite Treasure braid interspersed throughout this piece. In this one I chose to do it in some of the potion bottles, on this cursed necklace, on the Slytherin locket, on all of the spells throughout all of the years. All the spells are sparkly. And then I kind of blended it in with the wingtips and head on Fox. So I really like how this turned out. I'm really excited about having year 7 finish this piece off, but I'm also really dreading it because I've enjoyed that retreat so much. I don't want it to end. I'm considering charting a border to go around the whole thing. I have a few ideas floating around. A designer, I am not. However, I have an idea in my head of what I think would just look so cool with this. So I did finish this during the retreat. I stitched with my needles on fire, and I had big goals, and I achieved them, and I was so happy. If you don't know, Frogwarts is a virtual competitive retreat by the Black Needle Society. It has been hosted every year. I think the box goes on sale maybe in January, and the event is always in July, and it goes Wednesday through Sunday. There are 24-hour-long stitching challenges. There are other challenges as well. I actually won one this year. I was so excited. They have basically a scavenger hunt through your stash. It's called a stash dive. And for each time that you participated in one, they entered all of those people each time into a drawing, like a participation prize. I should have done a video on all of the amazing things I received, but I picked up my prize pack at the retreat, and it was full of so many really cool goodies. So I won that one. I can't wait for next year. I really can't wait for the in-person retreat, but I am looking forward to next year. My other finish for July, I don't physically have anymore. It was for the Smalls Exchange, so I'll put a photo up here. That one was the Year in Chalk Art by Hands On Design. I think it was August, but it's Under the Stars, and I stitched it on 32 count Picture This Plus in the colorway Echo, which is pretty cool chalkboard feeling. I think I just picked 2 variegated flosses from my stash, just like a beige color and a yellow color, but I love how it turned out. I'm still very new at actually finishing things, and I'm very pleased with the finish. I included the cord that I made to go around the project. I included a little extra, so if they wanted to attach it to hang it on something, they can. If they want to make a little bow on it, they can, and if they don't want it, then that's okay too. So that was a nice easy finish. I like that a lot. And I did finish that 4 points for Frogwarts as well, so go Hufflepuff. For August, I finished Once Upon a Time. You can see she's Beast. I'm so pleased with this. I really hope this is focusing. It's gonna look for my face, but I might be able to edit that. So we've got the Once Upon a Time by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. Sorry, I'm getting all the societies and stitcheries mixed up. Love, 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 love how this turned out. These modifications are from another stitcher named Christy Harris. I did actually check in with her. She's no longer stitching, but she is crocheting, and she's very much enjoying her craft, and she was happy to see an update. But the changes that she made included adding these little quotes in place of what used to be the months of the year. And because of that, some motifs had to be moved around a little bit. She also did add some other colors and details into the motifs, such as adding Rapunzel's hair like a braid and doing lots of French knots for the little flowers. Same thing for Goldilocks, you can see her little pigtails. So this one was very, very, very fun to do. This one I started in 2015. In July, so I guess it took me just over 10 years to finally get back and finish this up. It's on a Picture This Plus. I bought it in a local needle store. It's a linen, it's opalescent. I don't know the colorway, but I think it's very pretty. And then I also did change the colors. In the chart as designed, this is a blue color and this is a brighter pink. And I ended up switching to like a turquoise and a coral, like a coral pink. So she's done. I'm so proud. I'm so excited, and I'm kind of relieved. There's really something about taking your oldest WIP and having her be done. So that's great. And then I didn't quite finish it. I'm hoping to finish it today. I will finish it today. This is the Tiny Modernist Forest Friends. Well, let me get a little something to put behind this. Here we go. So it's almost done. You can see I've just finished up this border. And there's some just fill in to do here, his little white stripe. Got 357 stitches left, so I will finish this today. This is stitched on 40 count Hot Cocoa by BeStitchMe. One of the ladies in my stitch group, Adrienne, is our local influencer, and every project she starts, I'm like, ugh, I have to do that. So this was one of those we all immediately purchased, and most of us started stitching right away. And I'm just so tickled pink with how it turned out. I did change the border. The border is charted white, and I used like a rose Gloriana silk that I had in my stash. And I really like how sweet it is. So that should be finished today. If not, hunt me down and make me finish it because it's so close. So those are my finishes for July and August. Something that I've been participating in that I haven't posted about here, but I did post about on my Instagram, is the Countdown to Frogwarts Year 7 Stitch Along. The Redneck Bifocal Stitcher, so Sarah Dockstader, I don't want to say hosted, but had this wonderful idea of taking these super cute cards that we got in our Frogwarts Year 5 box. Please focus. And there are 52 cards in this deck. So she had the great idea to do a stitch along last year, and I think a few people participated in it. But now this year they've totally revived it, and a lot of people are participating. I didn't do it last year. I am jumping in this year. So the idea is every Wednesday we draw a card. I'll put this one back in the deck, but you draw a card that says stitch on a project with a snake, for example. So I have been participating and keeping up, which has actually been very fun to do that with. The first card I got, now we're on week 5 now, so I'm doing a little recap, I guess. But I got stitch on a project with a rat or mouse. Somehow, in all of my projects, I don't have a rat or a mouse. So I found the cutest little stitch on Etsy. And I did not include the name of the designer. So I will include the name of the designer. She's on Etsy, but I found a Mickey waffle. Obviously that's a rat or a mouse. That is the mouse. So I'm stitching a Mickey waffle. Cutest little stitchy ever. There's really no rules with this. You know, during Frogwarts, during the challenges, the rules are very like, you have to be on the prompt. But this is just a fun little thing. So there really are no penalty stitches. And I haven't set a particular goal, just honestly sit down and work on something that meets the prompt is my goal. So this was week 1, was my rat or mouse. Week 2, 3, and 4 were all, I had stitched on a project with a chair, a project with the Gryffindor colors, and a project with a crown. So for all of those, I actually just worked on my Once Upon a Time because it met all of the prompts. And as you know, I finished it. So yay, this helped a lot. Finally, this week, which was week 5, I have Stitch on a Project with the number 3. This cute little card right here. So I am working on Needle Bling Designs, Rear View Pumpkin. If you look in very closely on the license plate, it says 1, 2, 3. So that meets the prompt. I haven't worked on this actually in at least a year, about a year. My 2-year-old had an adventure with the highlighter. And if you look very closely, you can see that I had to frog a lot of the window. I was able to get the pink highlighter out of most of the fabric, but it blends in. You can't quite see it, but you can tell there's some shadows. However, I couldn't get out of the pink out of the white very well, and I hadn't finished fully stitching the white, so I knew fresh stitching next to the pink highlighted stitching was gonna look a little funny. So I frogged all of that white on the window, and now I'm working back on filling it in. But it's just such a sweet little pattern. I love the little chicken in the window, and I'm doing this mostly as charted. I think I just kind of found floss at the local needle store when I went shopping, and I found colors that I liked how they went together. I believe this is on a brown sugar by Under the Sea Fabrics. It's not quite true to color as it was when it was freshly dyed because I washed it thoroughly, getting that pink highlighter out. So, whoops. A lot of people were very funny about that though. They said, oh, that'll be a memory one day. You know, just leave it, it'll be a memory. Yeah, well, I get that. There's a lot of time that goes into this. And so I do think, you know, there are some little pink dots here, but I think what's gonna happen is it will become Parker's housewarming gift, college dorm warming gift, and she can keep it forever since she personalized it herself. So, haha, my producer's laughing. Did you want it? No, she didn't want it. She didn't attack it with the highlighter, so that one's not for her. Rear View Pumpkin is also my Whip Go goal for August, along with Once Upon a Time. You can't come in the video. You can just wave and smile over there. Once Upon a Time was my Whip Go goal, which obviously was accomplished, and then I need to get 1,000 stitches in on this for my August Whip Go goal. So, well, that's kind of 2 birds, 1 stone. 2 birds, 2 stones. So let's put all these guys over here. Another fun thing I've been doing is participating in Mira Monday, Wisteria Stitch. So Becca from Wisteria Stitch had the brilliant idea of working on a Mira every Monday. I currently have 2 Miras in rotation. I think I have 3 or 4 more that I have not started that I would like to start. We'll see if I do. But for now, I have the lovely Lady of Mystery, which if you remember from my retreat video, I picked her up in Missouri at the stitching store. I am stitching her 1/1 on a 32 count evergreen by Under the Sea Fabrics. This is not a colorway you can get anymore, but several of us were going to see if we could convince Leslie to run another lot of it because it's just so pretty. I'm also stitching this with Cosmo Floss, which I sourced from Ghostboy Needleworks. They will take your project that is charted in DMC if you send them the list of the numbers, and they will convert it to Cosmo Floss and send it to you. So far I'm really enjoying it. The sheen is really nice. It doesn't seem to fray, especially working 1/1. You tend to get a lot of fuzz, and I'm not seeing that at all. So I'm loving the vibrant color, but the quality of the floss seems to be better than DMC so far, that I'm just being able to feel. So I have that for Mira Monday, and then I also have My Lady of the Flag, which, you know, I've got her folded up right now. She is also being stitched 2/1 tent stitch. Very, very, very tiny stitches, if that focuses for you. I hope it does. I have been working on her for quite a while. I've made a few changes to her throughout the time I've been working on her. The reason I chose to stitch her so small was because I have this lovely, I gotta move this camera. Maybe I just have to stand up a little bit. I have this lovely fabric that has, I think it has the preamble on it. It's beautiful, but with her big, gigantic, very beige dress, it would have covered up so much of the writing. So I decided I'd like her framed in that writing, and I'm stitching her very, very, very small. I've also torn out her arms and face that I had already stitched, and I will be converting her to lovely shades of brown because I'd like her to be a lovely brown queen. I want her to be more inclusive and more representative of the people that I love in my life and the friends that I have and the people that I know that are lovely. I feel like maybe this is I'm not always really good with words when I just blurt them out, but I feel like we need more representation in stitching. And a lot of our people tend to be white, very pale white and blonde. So I'm really excited to see her just absolutely come to life. I am using beads a little bit on here. I may change that. There's a lot of intricate design within the beige here, but I feel like even with the modifications I can make with the smallest delicate beads I can find are not going to do justice to that detail. So I may end up converting that to petite treasure braid. I've already done the stars in treasure braid, if you can see closely here. And I think they look really nice. But the beads would have looked kind of sloppy, so that is okay. So as for Mira Monday, she's a lot of beige. I am on that part of her dress that is off-white, and there's a lot of it. So I try to do what I can do before I totally lose interest. So each week working on Mira Monday has been very helpful because I've been rotating this one week with Lady of Mystery the other week. So that's been good to be able to get some progress in on her. Next up, I have a little bit of haul this week. I host a local cross stitch group where I live in Southern Colorado. Heads up, if you live near here, just message me and I'll send you details privately. But it is through the Colorado Needleworkers, which is a Facebook group. It's a statewide group, but we have local chapters that meet in all kinds of places. A lot of them meet in Panera because big open tables, nice lighting, and food. We don't have a Panera where I live, so we meet at the library. And one of the lovely stitchers brought both of these Just Cross Stitch Halloween magazines. Put them up here for you. I'm so excited. They've got the one from 2024 and from 2025. Look at this witch. I love her. There's a lot of really cool projects in here. Look at him, free hugs, little Grim Reaper. I can't believe she just gave these away for free. That was cool. So I snagged those. I got this awesome travel ironing kit. Katie Landis had it at the Black Needle Society retreat, summer camp. You know, where I went in Kansas. And I thought, I've got to have that. That's amazing. I will even use it at home so I don't have to haul out my whole ironing board. But it is this very cute bag here, a little zipper pocket on this side. And it's made out of wool. And what we have inside is a cutting mat, so a self-healing cutting mat, an iron rest, a silicone iron rest. I'm not sure what these are for. I have a feeling they're for helping pinch out your seams when you're trying to crease something to get a nice fold if you're quilting. And this awesome thick wool mat for ironing on the go. And I thought I need that because now I'm learning how to finish things, and I'm, you know, it's a lot of stuff to carry around. So I really like that this is all one little kit and caboodle. It's pretty cool. And then the last thing in my haul, I'm so excited about, I got the Witchy stitching book by Make Black. If you haven't seen this yet and you like creepy cute and you like Halloween and you like witchy and that vibe, go get it. I don't want to put any spoilers at all. Literally take your little self to Barnes & Noble and pick it up and take it home because it's so cool. She's also going to be selling an ebook version. I don't know if it's live yet, but I believe you can print from the ebook version and you may or may not be able to upload it into like Markup RXP. I just decided to do this. I figure if there's anything that I want to work from Markup or Pattern Keeper, I'll just scan it in and import it in that way. Not really new to that jam. So that's my haul. Goals this week is to finish my Forest Friends today, and you guys are gonna come after me if I don't, right? To do Mira Monday, tomorrow I'll be working on Lady of Mystery. Maybe introducing another color. I'm really happy with that pink color. Like, I see no reason to change my ways right now. I'd like to finish up my whip go goal for Rear View Pumpkin, which is, I've got about 950 stitches left to do on it, so quite a lot. That should take me most of the week. And then once I'm finished with that, I'm going to try to work on finishing my Mickey Waffle. The whole project is like 2,000 stitches, and I've already done a pretty good amount of it. And part of the reason for doing this is what I have coming up next time, hopefully in my video, is to talk a little bit about how I store and organize my whips and my projects, as well as my patterns that I have not started. Give you a real brief overview. I store them all in plastic folders that are labeled with the name of the project. Usually has all of the floss and everything that it needs in it, along with the pattern. And I have a limited amount of space for this, so I've decided to kind of push through as many finishes as I can to reclaim as many envelopes as I can so that I can start some new starts. So I'm hoping to talk about that a little bit next time, as well as starting to think about my yearly stitch goals for the end of this year, as well as what I'd like to be doing for next year. Thank you for sticking with me. I hope you've all had a lovely weekend of stitching. We have started school, so I've got 4 kids in 4 schools plus the toddler, and we are potty training. So, oh my gosh, I have a giveaway. Hang on a second. Thanks, producer. Giveaway time. So I'm gonna add this in here. Hopefully it'll pop up right next to my face. But I used an app to spin a wheel of everyone who commented with what they were working on for the World Cross Stitch Day. I can't believe I almost forgot that. I was like, bye, see ya. Okay, so huge congrats to Kim of Stitchy Mermaid. Congratulations. I will reach out to you, so if you can send me your mailing address, I will send you these cute scissors this week. I hope you enjoy them as much as I enjoy their twin, which I have over there. I have the pink and gold ones. Now that that's done, I just figured I would thank you all for coming back to watch. I hope you've all had a lovely time stitching. I can't wait to hear about what everybody's been up to as summer comes to an end. Not sure that I really want to be working on this Ruby Pumpkin right now because I'm not ready to give up summer. I don't want it to feel like fall quite yet. All right, you guys, happy stitching. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.